Can I ask you something honest? How long have you been pushing on that door? The opportunity you have been working toward, praying about, positioning yourself for. The door you have knocked on more times than you can count and which has not yet opened in the way you need it to open. The one that you keep returning to, adjusting the approach, trying a different angle, wondering if this time the combination will be right. You are tired. The pushing has cost you something. And underneath the persistence is a question you might not have let yourself ask directly. What if it is just locked? Here is what Revelation 3 says about doors. What he opens, no one can shut. And what he shuts, no one can open. Including you. No amount of effort, persistence, positioning, or prayer will open a door that God has closed. Not because he is withholding. Because he is protecting. Because the closed door is sometimes the most important gift, the redirection that only looks like rejection until you can see further down the road. The question is not whether to keep pushing. The question is whether the door you are pushing is his door or yours. This prayer helps you know the difference. Let's pray. Father, I am standing in front of doors today. Some of them are open, or seem to be, or might be, or are open in a way that I cannot yet tell whether the opening is invitation or distraction. Some of them are closed. Some have been closed for long enough that the paint has settled into the frame and the effort required to push them has stopped feeling like persistence and started feeling like foolishness. And I am trying, genuinely trying, to know the difference. Not every open door is from you. I have walked through enough of those to know that available is not the same as appointed. That opportunity is not the same as calling. That just because a door opens does not automatically mean it is the one I am supposed to enter. And not every closed door is a mistake. I have stood in front of enough of those to suspect that some of the no's I received were among the most important gifts I have been given, redirections dressed as rejections, protections wearing the uncomfortable clothing of disappointment. But the knowing is hard. And I am bringing the not knowing to you today. Show me which doors are yours. Help me trust the difference. See, I have placed before you an open door that no one can shut. Revelation 3 verse 8. Lord, I want to be honest about something before I ask for anything. I have been pushing on a door that may already be locked. Not because the opportunity is bad, it may be genuinely good. Not because my desire for it is wrong, the desire may be entirely legitimate. But because the pushing has gone on long enough and produced little enough that the honest question is whether the effort I am extending is faith or whether it is the refusal to accept a no I have not yet been willing to receive. I have been here before. Convinced that persistence was the answer. That the door would open if I knocked long enough, worked hard enough, positioned myself correctly enough, waited the right amount of time and tried the right combination of effort and prayer. Sometimes that was true. Sometimes the persistence was exactly what the situation required and the breakthrough came to the one who did not give up. And sometimes, I need to hold this too, the door was simply not the right door. And the energy spent pushing it was energy not spent finding the one that was. I am not asking you to tell me which this is. I am asking you to give me the wisdom and the honesty to know. And the courage to stop pushing if stopping is the right response. And the courage to keep going if keeping going is the right response. The discernment to know which act of faith is actually faith and which is fear wearing faith's clothing. Father, I confess what I bring to the question of doors that makes the question harder than it needs to be. I have preferences. strong ones. About which door I want to walk through, what the opportunity should look like, which version of the future I would choose if choosing were fully mine to do. And those preferences have not always been surrendered, they have sometimes been presented to you as requests while functioning internally as requirements. I have asked for guidance while hoping for endorsement. Asked you to lead while hoping you lead in a direction I had already chosen. That is not surrender. That is management dressed as prayer. I confess the fear that underlies the control. The fear that if I genuinely open my hands and release my preferred outcome, the outcome you provide will not be good enough. That your version of an open door will be smaller or harder or less impressive than the one I was hoping for. That genuine surrender produces a diminished life rather than the full one you actually promise. Forgive me for the smallness of my trust. For treating your provision as a consolation prize rather than as the specific, perfectly designed, better than I specified gift that your track record suggests it actually is. I open my hands today to the door you have and not only the one I want. A man's heart plans his way, but the Lord directs his steps. Proverbs 16 verse 9. Father, I declare today what your word says about doors. What you open, no one can shut. Not the competition, not the economy, not the person who holds the decision, not the circumstance that appears to make the opening impossible. When you decide that a door is open, it is open. Regardless of the odds. Regardless of the qualifications. Regardless of how many times it was previously closed. You open what you open, and the opening is not dependent on conditions that require my management. What you close, no one can open. Including me. No amount of pushing, positioning, networking, or persistence will open a door that you have decided is closed. And that is not a statement of limitation, it is a statement of protection. The closed door is often the kindest thing. The no that redirected. The failure that was preparation. The rejection that was actually selection, the selection of the person for something better than what was rejected. I declare that your track record on doors is better than mine. Every time I look back, the doors I was devastated to lose were doors I needed to lose. And the ones I could not see coming were often the best ones. I declare that I trust that pattern forward, into the doors I cannot see yet, into the openings that have not yet appeared on my horizon. When he opens, no one can shut, when he shuts, no one can open. Revelation 3 verse 7. Lord, I bring before you specifically what I am believing for. The opportunity one have been praying about, the role, the door, the chance, the opening that I believe could be the next right thing. I bring it with open hands rather than clenched ones. I bring it with the genuine willingness to receive a no as clearly as I receive a yes, which is hard to mean, and I am meaning it as honestly as I currently can. If this is your door, open it. In your time, in your way, through whatever means you choose. Remove what needs to be removed. Prepare what needs to be prepared. Let the right people be in the right rooms at the right time. Let favor go before me in a way that my effort alone could not produce. If this is not your door, close it. Clearly enough that I can recognize the closing rather than misreading it as a temporary delay that more effort will overcome. Give me the peace that confirms the release. Let me not push past a closed door into a room I was not meant to enter. And if there is a door I have not seen yet, one that is more aligned with what you have for me than what I have been able to see from here, let me have eyes to recognize it when it appears. Let me not be so fixed on the door I have been watching that I miss the opening of the one I was not expecting. Father, while I wait for the door to open or close, give me what the threshold requires. Give me the faithfulness to do excellent work where I currently am. Not the marking time faithfulness of someone waiting for the real thing to start, but the genuine investment of someone who believes that how I conduct myself in the waiting season is shaping the person who will eventually walk through the next door. Give me the wisdom to prepare. To develop what needs to be developed, to learn what would serve the next season, to become more ready rather than simply more impatient. Let the waiting be productive rather than passive. Give me the contentment that does not depend on the door opening. The settled sense that my identity and worth are not contained in the outcome of this particular opportunity, that I am fully loved and fully held and fully purposeful in the threshold as surely as I will be on the other side of it. And give me the peace to stop striving for what I have already placed in your hands. The release that trusts you enough to leave the door in your care rather than returning to push on it every morning to check whether it has moved. I have learned, in whatever state I am, to be content. Philippians 4 verse 11. Father, I want the door you have for me. Not the one I have been watching. Not the one that looks most impressive from here. Not the one that resolves the anxiety most quickly. The one you have prepared, the specific, intentional, better than I specified door that is part of a plan I cannot see in its entirety from where I am standing. That door, I want that one. Whatever it looks like. Whenever it arrives. However different it turns out to be from what I was expecting. What you open, no one can shut. I am not going to try to shut it either by missing it because I was watching somewhere else. Open the right door, Lord. I will walk through it. Amen. May the door He has for you open, in His time, in His way, better than what you specified. May the door you have been pushing that is not as close clearly enough that you can recognize it as a gift rather than a loss. May the energy you have been spending on the wrong door find its way to the right one. May you have eyes for the unexpected opening, the one that was not on your map, that does not look like what you were expecting, that arrives from a direction you were not watching. Those are often the best ones. And while you wait, may you be faithful where you are. Excellent in the present season. Growing into the person who will walk well through whatever door is coming. What He opens, no one can shut. Trust the door He has. If these daily prayers are part of your life, support this channel through the PayPal link in the description. It keeps a new prayer coming every single day. Thank you if you feel led. New prayer on this channel every single day, for the open doors and the closed ones, the waiting and the walking through. Subscribe and turn on notifications. If this prayer helped you release a door you have been pushing, leave a comment. Even just releasing it. Your faith encourages everyone still gripping what they need to let go of. Like this and share it with someone pushing on a locked door. They need permission to stop. Send it. Thank you for praying with me. Trust the door He has. I'll see you tomorrow.